some team for like some low end prospect.
Yeah, you
Right?
can
Or
even
it might
trade
even
him
just
to
be
the
Kikuchi
Pirates.
for cash, like, honestly.
I'd be so down for that, like a bucket of balls, maybe. But who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the 450 Dead Center channel. Daniel here with Chris. We're reversing the intro today.
Oh wow, that's crazy. We never do that.
No, this is unique for us, Chris, to do that. But
Very unique, just like this video.
I know exactly because this video is all about trades.
Yay! I love trades.
May or may not happen. Yay!
Yeah. Yeah, so this video could be like very right by the end of the year, or like really wrong, and we just look stupid, which is great.
Gotta laugh at yourself a little bit, but
Yeah.
we're talking about 3 players on the Jays who could be traded during the 2023 season.
Yeah, and like for sure, guys, there's definitely more than 3, but like we just chose 3 players because 3 people that like actually could realistically be traded. That's what we think. So
Yeah.
let us know in the comment section who you guys think could like potentially be traded, like either before the season, mid-season, or even after the season. I guess if you want to talk about the off season, yeah, mention it down in the comment section down below. And while you're there, hit that like button because it's on the way. So
It's an easy thing to do, but Chris.
Yeah.
But let's start off here. Let's start off with one of the guys on our list here, Chris. And this is probably one of the most popular ones I can think of, and that's Kikuchi.
yeah.
Just because he was so bad last year.
He was so bad last year, and like I know we could have traded him last year, but it really wouldn't have made sense considering we were in the first year of his 3-year deal. But now we're in the second year of his deal, so if this guy sucks, we could maybe bite the bullet, get rid of him. Don't really want that 12 million on our roster unless we have to pay it up anyway. But yeah, either way, if we get rid of him, then we won't have him next year.
That's the thing. If you're dumping Kikuchi at this point, it's not because he's performing. Sorry, it's not because he's like gonna get you a lot in return. It's because it's garbage and you need to free up the cap. That's what it is.
Especially going into next year. We know the luxury cap went up, but like everybody else's arbitration is going to go up. So if you can dump like 12.5 million or whatever the heck he's making, then that would be great.
Only thing is you're gonna have to pay a little bit. So it might be like Kikuchi and like a low end prospect to some team for like some low end prospect.
Yeah, you
Right?
can
Or
even
it
just
might
trade
even
him
just
to
be
the Pirates.
Kikuchi for cash. Like, honestly,
I'd be so down for that, like a bucket of balls, maybe. But who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe if Kikuchi's good, like yeah, we could trade him if he's good, or we can keep him. But if we trade him and he's good, then we could maybe get something back from him. But that's very unlikely.
the thing is, I think if he's good this year, they don't trade him.
Yeah,
There's no
I
way
don't
you
think
trade
so.
him.
Plus,
If he's
pitching
good,
depth.
I think the only way Kikuchi gets traded, it's to free up cap, and it's just because he's having another rough season, which I really hope he doesn't, because I'm pulling rooting for this guy.
Yeah, like he's got a
I-
beard now, and he's throwing like 97 in spring training already. So like he's looking good, but
He looks like an animal. That's what he looks like, an animal.
Like that. This is Cy Young Kikuchi right here. But if he's not Cy Young Kikuchi, then yeah, he might go.
I'll believe it when I see it, Chris. But
Yeah.
we'll move on to the next guy here on our list, and this guy, I mean, the reason we're trading him, I would say, is just because I feel like time's up on this guy, and that's Otto Lopez.
Yeah, and
I feel like we've had him for so long and just hasn't really done anything.
yeah, he hasn't, but has also been like he's been blocked at second, blocked at like
Yeah.
shortstop now. He's blocked at third base. Like there's really not where much else for him to go unless he gets like converted to an outfielder. And there's a lot of teams looking for like infield pretty much that aren't us. So yeah, I think he's on the chopping block for sure.
I think Otto Lopez would be used in I was gonna say a spring training deal, in a trade deadline deal.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's realistically where Otto Lopez gets traded.
Yeah, especially if he's having like a really good season in the minors, or maybe he's even putting up like solid numbers if he gets called up. Like yeah, he could have some value to some team.
I mean, there's a lot of teams. Is he a switch hitter? No, he's a righty, right?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. If he is a switch hitter, don't know off the top of my head, but if he's a switch hitter, that just increases his value, right? Because switch hitting is very important,
So
especially in a
rare.
prospect. It is rare.
It is so rare now.
But even if he's a righty or lefty, whatever he is hitting wise, if he can hit average, I mean, and he's pretty decent defensively, you can get some guys back. I mean, like he almost reminds me of Jordan Groshans in terms of value right now, maybe a little bit more than Jordan Groshans. And we got back Anthony Bass and Zach Pop.
Yeah, and I was also thinking like a couple years or last year we traded Kevin Smith and like 2 randoms for
Yeah.
Matt Chapman. So we could, I guess, if some team is like dumb enough to do that again, we could trade Otto Lopez for somebody like of the Matt Chapman caliber.
Especially if they're on a 1 year deal or left and we're
Yeah.
going for like a playoff push, like we could see kind of like a 2015 David Price or Troy Tulowitzki move with him.
We could, yeah. I mean, we would need Lopez to pick it up just a little bit, build that prospect like value or whatever. Maybe like yeah, I can see that. Maybe like a third string starter, that like a solid third string starter we could trade for.
Yeah, it's just a lot. Like he's a great guy, I'm assuming, and he's Canadian, right? Montreal, so you gotta love him a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
he's just blocked. That's the thing. I mean,
Yeah,
unless we move this other guy who's our number one guy, and that's Santi. If Santi gets moved, I think Otto Lopez comes up and replaces him, right?
for
But
sure. At least on the bench for sure.
yeah, but I think Santi's probably the top guy of this list to get moved just because he's had such a great season last year. I would sell high on him.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people were saying that about Kirk as well, but I would. I mean, I obviously we're keeping Kirk now, but yeah,
Yeah.
Espinal, he's expendable. Like we have Whit Merrifield, we got Cabin, and if we don't trade Otto Lopez, we got Otto Lopez, we got Addison Barger in the minors as well. There's a lot of guys who could fill in the Espinal role, and this guy was an All Star last year. Like you said, his stock has never been higher. Maybe after the All Star break it was, but yeah, his stock's really never been higher. So if he can like put up a good first half, like I expect him to be gone.
Especially with how much like service time he has left,
Mm-hmm.
it just increases his value. You can get even more for him. So I
Yeah.
mean, we're talking with Lopez. We were talking about package deal for like a third string guy. I mean, with a package with Espinal in it, you can look at a top end pitcher either in the bullpen or on the mound.
Yeah, like you could do like a straight 1-for-1 with like a really solid bullpen arm if you get rid of Espinal.
I think you could maybe 1 for 1. You might have to throw in some other stuff, but he would
Yeah,
definitely be the main piece just because of how young he is, how much he's played already and done pretty decent,
and he's
and
great defensively too.
and he's got that versatility. And I know people are gonna say, "Well, trade Biggio, trade Biggio." No,
They're not
I'm
doing
sorry,
that.
Biggio's versatility is way more, and especially since he is what he his value is right now. Sorry, I couldn't get the words out of my mouth. For what his value is right now, you wouldn't get much back.
You wouldn't
Like,
like the. He's also a lefty, which we do need on the team as well. So like
exactly,
Biggio,
and he can play outfield. That's something Espinal can't,
exactly. So
right?
we have to keep Biggio. I mean, granted,
And
he's
Whit
my favorite
Merrifield's
player.
too old, right? No one's
Yeah.
gonna want to take Whit Merrifield right now,
No, I
and it
mean
doesn't make
we
sense.
took him, but
Yeah, exactly. Because
yeah,
we're contending, right? It doesn't make sense for us to trade him to just another contender.
exactly. It doesn't.
So, I mean, that's why Santi, I think, is the guy, especially just because of how young he is and how he's performed so far. And honestly, we saw what happened after last year. After the All-Star break, he went cold.
He was bad. He is like he was not good. Like I think
He was
Biggio hit better than
Kikuchi
him.
level bad almost.
Almost. But he was an all
Almost.
star, so that you can never take that
Yeah,
off of his record. Like, good for Santi, very proud of him, but I think he's getting traded.
I think so too. I mean, I'm very interested to see what the rest of the people say in this video, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know if we missed anyone. Like we said, we just picked three. There's probably way more. These are just the three that we thought of.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know down below, especially if we're thinking the same guys as us. Who could we trade for them? I have no one off the top of my head, Chris, unless you have someone off the top of my head. I mean, obviously,
Any prospect
yeah,
probably besides Ricky Tiedemann.
yeah. I don't think there's anyone else. But with that being said, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button down below. And Chris, do you want to say anything else before we end it?
Yeah, see you guys next time. Goodbye.